My At Hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We are so pleased that you have joined us today. Thank you so very much for tuning in to the Vicki Show. Let me try to set this up here in just a moment. Let's see if I can invite our friends to come on over. Don't know if that's going to work. But anyway, my name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Shout out to our brothers also that's in the digital building that's always holding us down. We're so pleased that you have joined us and that you support us and that you are with us today. Thank you so very much. As you come in, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get ready to get into our most important conversation. Oh, it looks like I'm having problems with this connection. As you come in, please come in, giving us the thumbs up, before we get ready to talk about some of the latest anti-Black organizations and people that are constantly using our brother Nick Cannon. Before we get ready to go delve deeper into that here, let's just get our little housekeeping out of the way. As you come in, please come in, giving us the thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Please also text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. We also want you to know that we have a store at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com, where you're able to receive all types of product and apparel for the Black woman. So if you have a Black woman in your life, a young lady, a Black female in your life in particular, or any lady if you choose to do that, if she wants to rep, the original woman and stuff, we want you to check out our store because we don't discriminate on that. Go to shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. I want to say a great big thank you for extra folks that joined us yesterday during our mastermind. It was absolutely amazing yesterday evening, discussing my personal experience with angels years ago and what that has to do with my purpose today. So I want to say a great big shout out for those of you that tuned in yesterday, and to let you know I've got something in the works. We got something in the works at the end of this month where I'm getting ready to do an intensive on angels because of the overwhelming response. Stay tuned for that. Shout out to you, Erica, beloved. So stay tuned for that. And most of that information you're going to be able to find out at clubvicki.com. A one-time fee is going to be a couple of hours on a Saturday afternoon, early afternoon. So I'm just going to pour out all kinds of powerful and important principles. Clubvicki.com. So you all be on the lookout for that information soon. It's going to be so good. I'm so humbled and excited to share that. Now let's get ready to get on with our topic today. And let me see if I can pull this up on my Instagram page so I can show you what I posted a little bit ago. It looks like I'm having just a little bit of a delay in trying to get that pulled up. This is what I posted a couple of so hours ago on my Instagram page. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. And you can get this mug and other things at shopfnq.com. This one that says Fly Nubian Queen. You can see it's well worn. I've been using it on a daily basis. Anyway, almost every day. Anyway, so the title of the post that I put up is Rabbi tells Nick Cannon his condemnation of Farrakhan is, quote, not satisfactory. So I listened to an interview that our brother Nick Cannon just recently did again. Unfortunately, we are not done with the untrue labels and antics of anti-Black people and organizations. Unfortunately, we're not done with that. Are you hearing me today? Unfortunately, we are not done with that. We're not finished with that. But I want to make a few disclaimers because this is very, very important. We know that we are at war, right, family? Black family, those of us that have been in this unrelenting war really for 6,000 years, but in its most intense state for the last almost 500 years. That's right, Shalina. She joined our mastermind too. It's one of our great supporters. Watch this. Black family, we know that we're at war. But we must be very clear with who the opposition is, Black family. For us, no matter what kind of labels they try to throw out there, when they try to tell Black men in particular, they try to tell Black men you're misogynist, right? Then they try to tell the Black community that you guys are homophobic. We heard that lie. Then they say, what are some of the other things that you guys hear them labeling us, throwing all of these different labels out there about us, right? Whatever all of these labels that they make up to throw at Black people, to attach. Let me tell you another label they put on you. They call you an alpha, kappa. What's some of the other names? I don't even know what the name of these little clubs are. But these little clubs. No disrespect to some of the good work that some of them have done, and maybe 2 or 3 of them are still doing. But when they try to say that Black folks are racist, when they try to say, you know, that you're an alpha and a kappa, what's some of them other little names of these little people and stuff? When they try to say that you're a Democrat, y'all listen, or a Republican, when they try to say, yes, that we're xenophobic about something, I want you to keep something in mind. All of those labels, family, I'm dropping some real game. You've heard me say it before. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep it before you. That's right. Omega, Zeta, Delta, all that stuff. All of these different labels, when they say and lie to try to act like we're against somebody's religion, or that we can be racist, or that we're oppressing somebody else. Are y'all listening to me? These are all tricks. Any label, whether they're calling you, whether they want you to associate yourself as a Democrat, whether they want you to associate yourself as a Republican, whether they want to associate yourself, watch this, as just a patriotic American, whether or not they want you to say, watch this, that you are Christian, or that you are Muslim, or this type of Muslim. Are y'all hearing me? These are all labels. These labels are tricks. Misogynist, racist. These are tricks. Homophobic. These are tricks. There is no other more oppressed people. There isn't another group of people that has been oppressed and experienced some of the most inhumane treatment like we have for as long as we have. I'm going to need you to put 2 different hashtags in the chat. Hashtag 465 And then after you do that, Black family, would you also put in there uncheckable? We who are the most loving and empathetic and the most religious and spiritual people on the planet. These are not just high-minded words. These are factually true things. We who are the most loving, we who are the most sympathetic, the most empathetic, the most forgiving people on the planet are being labeled as anti-this, anti-Semitic, homophobic, misogynist, Democrat, Republican, racist. These are tricks and these are lies. You do not allow any individual to move to the next part of any sentence. You don't allow them to start a new thought, a new paragraph, a new idea without checking them if they use any of those labels against us. You don't say, let me just be respectful and let them complete their sentence. That's not respect. The moment they label us as that, they are showing deep contempt and disrespect. So you stop it at the front door. The reason they label we who are the most oppressed, and they try to make us out to be the oppressors, you see? These are tricks. This is a diabolical way that they try to flip the script. You understand? And this is another method that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, man of sin, as the scriptures call him. The scriptures, another translation also said the man of lawlessness, the son of perdition. When they try to flip the script, they're projecting their reality onto us in order to keep themselves covered and to also escape responsibility for their 500-year Black Holocaust they have subjected us to. Oh, baby, we're holding court today. Somebody talk black to me. So let me say this. First of all, the thoughts and opinions expressed on this broadcast by me, Vicki Dillard, are not necessarily those of FlyNubianQueenTV.com or our affiliates or associate platforms where my show is played. They are my own. The next thing I want to say is that because I call out racism in wherever I find it, I don't care if it's in religion, if it's in Wall Street, if it's in Congress, if it's in media, if it's in education, if it's in law enforcement, if it's in the military, somebody talk black to me, if it's in the medical industry, if it's hip hop, nobody gets mad and tries to label me as something else when I'm calling out white supremacy in those other areas. But when it comes down to certain religions, you want to try to act like that I'm pointing out something different. No, for black people, the enemy is white supremacy. Somebody put hashtag no anti-black racism. Somebody please put in the chat hashtag no anti-black racism. The issue of the day, what's got the streets of America on fire, what sparked all the rest of the world, is not the plight of folks who are American immigrants and LGBTQ folk and all of that. What's got the world on fire is anti-black racism. We're going to keep the focus on that. No tricks, no distractions. We are not saying that no other groups of people haven't experienced pain or difficulty. We're just saying that ours is the most severe and ours is the only that has not been repaired, and that's still going on in a manner that nobody else's is. And so because we're the priority in the emergency room, waiting room, your paper cut, the fact that you stumped your toe, your toothache pales in comparison to the heart attacks, the strokes, and the now amputated legs that the Black community is experiencing. So it doesn't mean we're not going to get you a Band-Aid for your paper cut. It does not mean, beloved, that we're not getting ready, to get you a root canal and stuff for your little teeth and stuff. I'm just saying you're just going to have to wait. And that the attention, our preoccupation is on our pain. Watch this. And anybody that cannot acknowledge the severity and these realities of Black suffering that exceeds all the others in this time and day, we call you liars. And we are looking at you funny, wanting to know what are you up to. Somebody talk Black to me. So we're not going with the tricks of labels. You can't put us in a box. You can't try to do that. What we're going to tell you is, baby, we don't care if it's about your religion. We don't care if it's education, arts, and entertainment. We do not care if it's the medical industry. We don't care if it's food. We don't care if it's hip hop, baby. It doesn't matter what area of people activity. The open enemy of Black people is anti-Black racism, white supremacy. Are y'all hearing me today? WS, white supremacy. Let that be clear. Now, Nick Cannon, let's get on with today's show. Recently did another interview with some of the very people and groups, watch this, that continue to lie. This is important to say. That continue to lie on Black people, specifically Black men like Minister Farrakhan, Black men like even Nick Cannon, Black men like, my brother Deshaun, Black men, so many other ones in particular. This is about people that are lying on members of the Black society. You understand? Because somebody says something does not mean it's true. So you get to challenge statements. Yes, they're lying on Professor Griff. Thank you. Put their names in the chat for me, family. Lying on Professor Griff. These are lies. When folks are falsely labeling us, we don't have to sit down and talk with you and get along with you and obsess with you over your lies, baby. We don't have to do that. Now, Nick sat down again with anti-Black, what we're called, some would even say, suspected white supremacists. But Nick sat down again and doubled down again on his apology to individuals that lied on Minister Farrakhan, that lied on of members of Black society. And that's Nick's prerogative. He can do that if he chooses to do it. I'm going to explain to you the problem with him doing it. If it was only restricted to him, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I want to make a few things clear as we get ready to listen to some of this. I'm getting ready to cue this in just a moment. But I want to read you this disclaimer. And then I'm going to express to you why I started the show the way that I did. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute, that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. I want to say this, family. I posted the title of this today's show, it says on my Instagram page, Rabbi tells Nick Cannon his condemnation of Farrakhan is not satisfactory. Right? That's the title of today's show. I posted it on Instagram. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. So I titled it that because that's the substance of it. Now, what I want to be clear, and I want to make this as a disclaimer, that because I am pointing out lies that they are saying about Minister Farrakhan or the nation does not mean that I speak for the Nation of Islam or that I am a spokesperson for the Nation of Islam. That's not it at all. For the same reason you hear me discuss and defend a number of other black folk of different religions, different backgrounds, different persuasions. But it's something about Minister Farrakhan that when I say his name or something, I don't want people to automatically assume. I haven't heard from anybody from his office that says, Vicki, I want you to discuss. Vicki, I want you. None of that happens. This is Vicki. I've been doing this before a whole lot of other folks on social media for the past couple of plus years have been doing it. I believe in calling out racism, anti-black racism, wherever I find it. And if it's attacking somebody that's in the black community, and I feel that it's a principle that's relevant to us, I highlight it. So I want to be very clear. I do not speak for the Nation of Islam. I am not a spokesperson or a mouthpiece that has been anointed or appointed by them. So let's be clear. I am not speaking in that fashion on their behalf. Are we clear? As I mentioned before, that the opinions that are expressed on the show are not even necessarily those of the network. These are my own opinions. Are you all hearing me today? The other thing that I want to make clear, and this is very, very important, is that this show, I'm not even going to focus on labels, false labels that folk like to throw at us. I'm going to go more in depth on that on my own YouTube page. So go ahead and subscribe to my personal YouTube page at vickydillard.tv. That's vickydillard.tv. I told you all in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be doing basically an expose on and more in depth on the man of sin. You understand? There's a reason I'm doing it that way. So I want us to focus on the larger principle here. I want you to focus on the nature and how our oppressors, how they are unforgiving and how they continue to lie and try to up the ante of this white supremacy war of the gods that we're involved in. Does that make sense, family? So I'm being clear. I do not speak for the Nation of Islam. I am not appointed or anointed as any official spokesperson for them because I'm defending a man that is a victim of racism does not mean that I'm speaking for him. Okay? I'm doing it because that's my heart and I choose to do it. Now that I've said all that and given you a whole bunch of disclaimers, let's get on with the get on. Shout out to Instagram. Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over to flynubianqueentv.com because I need to use this device, okay? By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Now listen, I come in peace. Shout out to Brother Nick Cannon, who has had on in the past powerful, conscious, intelligent Black people on his show. Shout out to Nick for some of the private things I'm told that he does behind the scenes that it said that some people don't know about, right? Shout out to our brother Nick for hiring Black people, supporting economically, financially Black people. That's noteworthy, right? That's important. I would not, the goal, our arch enemy, the macro enemy is white supremacy. But when I see where we're being used on behalf of white supremacy, I point those things out to serve, not to beat up on our Black brother, but to serve as a deterrent to our cooperation with our open enemy. Does that make sense? So this is not about beating up on our brother. This is about trying to highlight and ensure that we don't give collaboration. We don't offer a collaboration and assistance to our open enemy. Now listen, all right, Instagram, see you at flynubianqueentv.com. Come on over right now. Thank you so much. All right, family. I'm getting ready to cue it now. I'll just use this device to invite our brothers and sisters over from Instagram. So now I'm getting ready to get off of that now. Getting ready to get off of that. And while I'm doing that, family, please come on in, giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share, would you? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. Thank you so very much. And again, this is not about beating up on our brother Nick. We can appreciate some of the good things that he's done, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But again, I'm talking about this to serve as a deterrent for the rest of us so that we don't cooperate with these unnecessary white supremacist tactics. What is the issue that we're focused on, family? Anti-Black racism, right? Nothing else. You don't get to accuse us of being anti-nothing else. We're going to keep our focus on what? White supremacy. Wherever we find it, we're going to call it out. Shout out to you naturally and others listening from the shower because I can't miss your message. Oh, shout out to you, beloved. Now, I want you to get ready to listen to this. I'm cueing this right now. Basis of race, we understand. Oh, let's get our sound together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. Looks like our sound just went out again. Hold on, let me get this together. Let's see.
Good day. Our program will begin in just a moment.
We're getting it together, family.
Good day. Welcome to Advocacy Anywhere, powered by AJC. Advocacy Anywhere is AJC digital platform that enables you to engage with AJC's.
Okay, we're getting ready to get started. Here we go. Now, I'm not going to show you the video, even though I may show you a photo here and there, but I'm just going to let you listen to some of the audio. And again, this is covered under the Copyright Act of 1976 because we're using this for purposes for instruction and teaching and commentary for the public good. Now, watch this. So this is, like I said, I'll show you a picture in between while you listen to a little bit of audio. All right. So Nick did a recent interview with the AJC Global is what they're called. AJC Global. They said they're AJC Advocacy. And it was published on August 10th. So this just came up the other day when they published this on social media, and then other folks have picked this up since then. So this is all over social media right now. And I want you to listen, and I want to give commentary as we go through this together about what's being said, right? So again, I'm keeping my focus on the Simon Wiesenthal Center people, the AJC Global, right? That's the name of this organization. The ADLs of the world. These individuals, these entities, and the individuals that work with those entities are the ones that have lied on and manifested racism against Black people. That's who we're talking about. Are y'all hearing me?
Today's program is brought to you in partnership with Jewish Times.
Okay, it's cueing right now, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, it's cueing. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now, you all know that Nick came out and apologized a long time ago because they were accusing him falsely. They were lying on him, saying that he was attacking a particular religious group. And we know that was just not, it just wasn't true. It was a lie. They attacked Professor Griff, Minister Farrakhan, and so many other black men. Those are lies. It's just a lie, family. But let's focus on this right now.
YouTube show Cannon's Class. But since then, he has repeatedly made public apologies and has spent the past few weeks going through a process of multiple meetings with AJC and others to gain a deeper understanding of Judaism and anti-Semitism. Today is Cannon's first appearance on a Jewish program, and we are delighted that he has joined us for this important public conversation. Moderating today's program is Rabbi Noam Marins, AJC's Director of Interreligious and Intergroup Relations, who has been in touch with Nick over the past several weeks. After we hear from Nick and Noam, we will take your questions. You may email your questions to questions@ajc.org. Questions is plural. Noam, you have the floor.
So right now you're listening, you're getting ready to listen to the voice of Rabbi Noam. Rabbi Noam, Noam Marans, Marans. So this is another rabbi. And by the way, rabbi means teacher, right? It's a religious term, right? So teacher. So you've got another spiritual teacher that's sitting down with Nick. Now, Nick has already done gazillions of apologies. He's distanced himself even from black people. He's deleted a whole lot of videos from his own black brothers and sisters, black scholars, black conscious people that in the past he's worked with. And the only thing he has up mostly now is things that's related to them. Now, I want to be clear. Black people did not cancel Nick, right? White people did. White supremacists, white people did. Somebody talk black to me. Keep listening.
Thank you, Belle, and welcome, Nick, to AJC Advocacy Anywhere. It's a delight to have you here.
Rabbi Noam, my man, good to see you.
We thought that it would be a good idea if we could take our private conversations a little bit more public as part of the process of not only getting to know one another, but allowing others to know you and people in your community perhaps know me and see how we're having a conversation together.
Absolutely, absolutely. A healthy conversation.
So a lot happened in the last month.
To say the least.
And I want to hear you tell it in your own words. Certainly there was blatant anti-Semitism in the video, in the podcast that we were able to view or catch snippets of,
right,
with classic stereotypes and even conspiracy theories about the Jewish people, a little bit of identity politics.
Right.
Who can call themselves what?
Right.
Kinds of things. And then there was some introspection, education, perhaps a series of apologies.
Now, let me stop right there. Did you hear what he just said? All of that was a lie. He's referring to that powerful and viral video that Nick did on his own show called Nick's Cannon's Class that he did with Professor Griff. This guy is saying they were talking about conspiracy theories. You heard what he said. He accused him of being anti-Semitic. All of that's a lie. Are y'all clear on that? That is a lie. That's not true. And we will not sit idly by and allow AJC Global to lie on and disrespect black men that we love and appreciate and that have done nothing but good for the black community, like our Professor Griffs. That's who he's referring to right now in that instance. That's a lie.
Indeed.
These kinds of conversations. So why don't you tell us in your words where you were and what happened and where we're going?
Yeah, I like to start off by saying the great historian, Dr. John Henry Clark, says sometimes you could talk about the right things in the wrong way. And never even a question of intention or identity. My podcast, Cannon's Class, has always been a place to have, difficult and tough discussions in an open environment. And my goal has always been to have discussions with people where I learn. I'm the student, I'm the vessel, and I wanted to learn more about the situation with Professor Griff and how he felt that he had been blackballed for the last 30 years and kicked out of the world famous group, one of my favorite groups, Public Enemy, due to some anti-Semitism that was projected in the 80s, or the accusations of anti-Semitism during that time. So I was like, okay, this is a forum where we can have these open dialogues. Unbeknownst to me, of certain tropes that we will continue to discuss in this forum, but it was at the time thing that
Now let me stop right there. And again, family, as you come in, please come on in, giving us a thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm here weekdays right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on this network. If you're watching us here, please thumbs up, like, and share. That helps us to draw other folk into the broadcast. And if you're watching on one of the other platforms where our show is replayed, please make sure that you follow, that you engage, and that you share over there on those other platforms as well. Thank you so very much. Now notice how Nick just said that Professor Griff felt like that he was blackballed for allegations of anti-Semitism for 30 years. But notice how this rabbi, again, when you see a religious leader, when you see a priest, right? When you see a bishop, when you see an imam, when you see some other spiritual leader, you expect them to be the most forgiving, the most understanding, right? So because Nick has already apologized 1,001 times already, publicly, privately, and you heard this rabbi say he's been in conversation with Nick for some weeks now. They've been having other meetings and conversations offline, right? You expect the religious leaders to be the most forgiving, the most empathetic, and the most open, right? But you're not seeing that here. And I'm going to tell you why in just a few minutes. But notice how Nick just mentioned how Professor Griff has felt blackballed for 30 years. But notice how this teacher, this religious teacher, isn't saying, we apologize, we didn't mean for it to be that way. Did you all catch that? So the arrogance is very clear that they don't care what you Negroes think you've been through. We don't care what price you need to pay to bow the knee to us. He's silent on that, this Rabbi Noam. They don't care if your career has been adversely affected for 30 years, your money, your family life, and your reputation. All they care about is themselves. Keep listening. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing, family. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you're with us today. Text the word Queens to 31996. Throughout the show, there are going to be important links in the chat, so make sure that you tap into that. Some folks always ask me, Vicki, what's your Cash App? What's this? I don't usually say it out loud, but my moderators will put that in the chat from time to time. They don't put it in there a lot, but just pay attention to it. You should see it. Most importantly, you're going to see links related to the network and our affiliate networks about businesses. If you want to start a business, Fly Nubian Business. If you want to learn about money, go to Fly Nubian Money. And there'll be other links. Keep listening. Thought
was factual information. I didn't know were dog whistles to a certain community. And, through this process,
now listen to this again.
Group, one of my favorite groups, Public Enemy, due to some anti-Semitism that was projected in the 80s, or the accusations of anti-Semitism during that time. So I was like, okay, this is a forum where we can have these open dialogues. Unbeknownst to me, of certain tropes that we will continue to discuss in this forum, but it was at the time things that I thought was factual information. I didn't know were dog whistles.
Did you hear what Nick just said? Nick just said that at the time, what he thought was factual information. Nick knows full well it was factual information. Again, this is not about beating up on Nick. I'm pointing out, this is the problem that I have. What do we talk about often on the show when we're looking at how realities are played out using prophetic intelligence. What's written in Genesis chapter 1 when it talks about the serpent talking to Adam and the woman, right? It was a war of words. Warfare took place even in the Garden of Eden through the serpent giving misinformation or sowing doubt, sowing reasonable doubt in the minds of God's people. Y'all listen to this. Don't miss this. It was already known that Adam was made in the image of God, right? But a serpent came and said and questioned that. He said, you know, God knows that if you eat of this particular tree over here, and eating of a certain tree, family, is not an apple or a lemon or an orange. It's about partaking and ingesting certain knowledge. That's the reason why it's called the knowledge, the tree of knowledge and of good and evil. It's just a symbolic, the tree. It wasn't an actual literal fruit. So Nick is sitting here saying what he thought to be factual. This is what I want you to understand, Black family. You do not elevate the rabbis, the doctors, the scholars, and the scientists from the dominant society who have been your 500-year oppressors over your Black scholars and conscious persons. You do not give more credence to their word, because just like in Genesis, it let us know that a serpent will give you misinformation. They will install malware into your mind in order to corrupt and affect your thinking. Somebody talk Black to me. What did God say after the serpent had left and God was walking in the cool of the day in the garden? Remember, I told you there are multiple revelations to the book of Genesis. Multiple. But one revelation, if you're going to take the traditional sense of the revelation of the Genesis accounting, when God was looking for Adam was looking for leaves to cover himself and to cover the woman. He and the woman were looking for leaves to cover themselves. And God said, Adam, where are you? And he told him, I was hiding because I was naked. And what did God say? He said, who told you that? I see some of y'all saying it right now. The reason they try to attack my show, similar Black platforms and conscious people, the reason why they try to shut down and to minimize and to mitigate the power and the reach of Black publications, Black media outlets, is because it's a war of words. They want to control your thinking. And if you got folk like myself and empowering Black networks and people and individuals that's speaking truth to power and exposing the tricks of our open enemy, and at the same time telling you who you really are, and at the same time telling you the truth, that's dangerous to them. It puts them at risk in terms of their power. Somebody talk Black to me. So they take great pains to control the high places, to control media, to control written publication, to control radio. Listen.
Certain community. And, through this process, I've definitely learned, like what you're saying, there's conversations about identity, there's conversations about, positions of power. And, when we come from communities or two communities that, share oppression.
Now I'm getting ready to skip through here, family, in just a moment, okay? I'm getting ready to skip through because this is an interview that's an hour and 2 minutes and a few seconds. And I listened to it all the way through one time, and I listened through quite a bit of it again a second time. So I'm going to skip through certain parts.
And, attempting to do, but this is what that process is, it's a healthy process because, I always say words are what got us here, and words are powerful, but actions are even more powerful. And actions are going to be what gets me out of this, because people are going to see my true character, my true heart, the true compassion that I speak about. When I'm saying, I do believe I come from a place and come from, a culture and a tradition of a compassionate people. And so even no matter what's going on, I must first say, I'm sorry. I must first say, I apologize. I must first say, I wish to repent when it comes to, the hurtful words. I often talk about, my children. And
let me stop right there. This is all that's a lie. All that's a lie. I love you, Nick, but all that's a lie. All that's a lie. All that's a lie. All that's a lie. See, Black family, let me tell you how corrupt our Black beautiful minds, some of our minds are. Nick knows full well he was telling the truth and everything he said was factual and he didn't mean any harm or evil by it. But to appease liars, God, today, when you apologize for telling the truth and you say my words were hurtful, but your words were truthful words, right? The context in which Nick was saying it was a healthy conversation he was having with his Black brother. Nick was not sitting there talking to white religious people, dogging them out. Nick was talking to his Black brother. We're reminding our own Black business. You all started to butt in the Black of the business. Are you understanding me, family? The problem I have, even when you're teaching your children, there are some things you do that you humble yourself because two people are equally at fault. But some of you don't want to do the job of proper judgment, so you just make everybody apologize and you try to pretend like that everybody is equally wrong when that's not the case. When you do stuff like that, you are telling the other person to lie. And you're putting a demand, and you're not putting a demand on the other person that's not telling the truth or that's mostly at fault. The problem with Nick's apologies, it's not an apology, singular. The problem with Nick's apologies is that he's lying. It's not the truth. That's the problem. You understand? Let's not complicate this. Well, they said you hurt their feelings. Well, I wasn't talking to you. We was handling Black business. Nick was not there dogging out white people, white religious people, and trying to say stuff about them and that. No, Nick was talking to his Black brother. Watch this. Factually speaking the truth. And so because the truth, God today, because the truth exposes you get mad. And some of you all do that in your own lives. Some of you, when somebody knows more than you, I experienced this a lot because they want to know, who is this Vicki? You know how many people challenge me? I had a friend, she called me the other day. I called her actually the other day. And we were briefly talking. And she lives down south. And she was talking about some experiences that she had with me when we were together for a few years. And one of the things that she was saying is, she said, Vicki, as soon as people realize how spiritual you were, how much you knew and stuff, and that's after they were been around me for a long time, right? She said they would get mad, they would get jealous, and then they would try to compete. They would try to do this and try to do that. My friend, she was just telling me this the other day. She knows who she is. Shout out to my sister, Sonia. Bless you if you're listening, Queen. She told me this the other day, and I was thinking to myself, in the process of that, when you tell people the truth, even when I was locked up with women, I wasn't calling them using the F word, the S word, the MF word like some of them were. But they were offended by my words, but it was because of the power of my words. It's what offended them, and it was exposing them. So you want me to apologize for the truth that I tell, because that truth exposed you. And so you turn around because you're offended and you try to do this role reversal, reverse psychology to try to make it seem like that somebody else did something wrong to you. When in fact, you are projecting you're the ones that were at fault. I was just literally having this conversation. This is the game that they're playing right now, and we're not falling for it. The problem with Nick's apology is that it's a lie. Number one, he wasn't talking to you. Somebody put hashtag MYOWB, mind your own white business. The white community got a lot going on. You got your hands full with all kinds of terrorist problems, opioid problems, the church, pedophilia, Hollywood pedophilia, Wall Street thugs and criminals stealing people's money. You got a godless criminal that's in the White House and stuff. You got jacked up, shady congressmen. Y'all got a lot going on in your community. So how do y'all even have time to be worried about Cannon's class and being offended when he's talking to his own black brother? Watch this. And the other big problem that I have with our brother Nick's apology is that the knowledge that they are angry about, the conversations that they're angry about, they're not having them with the Minister Farrakhan's who they're accusing. They're not bringing on the Professor Griff's. They're not bringing on the NOI research team. Are you guys paying attention? The problem that I have is, why are they talking to him about a people or a group or an organization that they got a problem with? Are y'all listening? It's because they don't want more truth to come out and be exposed. And they're also using Nick because Nick has millions of followers and fans, and Nick is known all over the world. But can I tell you the problem with them constantly using Nick right now? Because that's what they're doing. These are suspected white supremacists that are using Nick. Don't use no other label. Who did I say the open enemy of black people are? Is it a religious group? Is it an educational group? Is it a political party? Is it some other little intersectional group? No. The problem, the issues that black folk have under any other cover, under any other name is what, family? White supremacy. You don't get to go run and hide under any other title. We're talking about what, family? White supremacy. We respect religion. We're the most religious people on the planet. We're the most spiritual people on the planet. These are facts. We're the most humble. Let me say this to you. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. It's a couple of plus thousand of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. I'm here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want you to make sure that you sign up for my weekly VIP exclusive masterminds that I conduct live on Wednesday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern at ClubVicki.com, ClubVicki.com. I just did this amazing mastermind yesterday on angels. We had an amazing response to it. And so I'm getting ready to prepare to do a special one-day intensive mastermind that I'm going to do on a Saturday at the end of this month, God willing, a couple of hours just about my personal encounters with angels and what they have to do with my purpose. So I'm going to be doing that at clubvicki.com. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be just a one-time fee. It's going to be so amazing. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Clubvicki.com. Those links should be in the chat. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. The problem with the apology is what? That it's a lie. But I want you to listen to a little bit more. I was going to say something else, but I want you to listen to a little bit more. Again, this is a recent interview that Nick just did a few days ago with AJC Global. This is another religious advocacy, not religious, I'm sorry, an advocacy where they have a religious connotation to them. But AJC is an advocacy group, they claim. We don't care nothing about none of that. We don't care what labels you use. We don't care if you say you're a Democrat, Republican, religion, whatever. We're saying that if we sense white supremacy, we're going to call it out. Are y'all hearing me today?
You know, in a sense where they like to throw rocks. They like to go outside and throw rocks. And you know, when they're throwing rocks, when a rock hits someone, first thing you do is you say, I apologize. You know, even if that wasn't your intention, even if it wasn't, you know, however you see the situation, I teach my children, you must first apologize when you hurt someone, and then we'll deal with why you were throwing rocks and figure out if there's other things that you can throw, if other ways that you can engage in fellowship. So in that manner, you know, my words hurt people, and I needed to understand after, you know, I apologize. And that was the thing what I was initially.
Okay, Nick. So Nick is saying his words hurt people. Who? Nick, the Black community, we were hurt when you threw us under the bus. When I say that when Nick threw us under the bus, what I'm trying to say is this. Do you all remember that after the white community canceled Nick? Remember, Black folks didn't do that. Who canceled Nick? We had your back, Nick. The white community canceled you. The white community butted their nose in a conversation that you was having with your Black brother. The white community claimed that they were mad and upset. Watch this. But Nick, you're saying that you're apologizing for your hurtful words, but your words were the truth. They can be backed by facts, but you were made to lie, and you lied, and you continue to do it for them. Okay, fine. Donald Trump regularly says that the media is lying on him. Is that right, family? Donald Trump regularly says that the media is lying on him. Donald Trump has asked several people to issue an apology, and they haven't. Because Donald Trump said somebody lied, or because Donald Trump said his feelings were hurt, does that mean that those individuals should be apologizing to a Donald Trump? Where are my intelligent Black people at today? I'm going somewhere. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing.
Questioning when, you know, a lot of people from the Jewish community and many other communities were wondering, you know, well, you need to apologize. We're like, well, help me understand what I need to apologize for. Please correct me. You know, people, you know, like yourself and many others from different organizations, but even, you know, specifically the AJC sent me a lot of literature and things where, like, even, I mean, this was so helpful. The Translate Hate, and it's pretty much like a glossary of things that, you know, even from online and certain things that I learned that I was like, wow, I wasn't even aware certain conversations led to things like, you know, obviously the horrible Holocaust and certain ideals and propaganda that were pushed forward that, you know, things that go back, you know, a century or more, even, you know, as we say, centuries, if we're having a scriptural conversation, to where a lot of times the Jewish community has been perceived as the scapegoats or the blame for so many things, and it's not fair. And, you know, if my goal truly is to break down the walls and
Nick, that's a lie. Don't no Black person go around talking about no other group like that. Black people, we're not spending our time talking about that. Black people are talking about Breonna Taylor. Black people are talking about George Floyd. Black people are talking about Rayshard Brooks. Black people are talking about why we can't get Sandra Bland's case reopened. I'm gonna need somebody Black to talk Black to me. Black people are talking about how the law enforcement in the military is infiltrated with a whole bunch of white supremacy. Black people are talking about the fact how we're disproportionately affected in the medical industry, pharmaceutical industry, and with this COVID-19. Black people are talking about how white people keep stealing our votes and disenfranchising us. Black people are talking about gerrymandering and redlining. Black people are talking about how they messed up our credit and stole most of our wealth in the Great Recession a few years ago. And we experienced the greatest transfer of Black wealth into white hands in modern history. Black folks are talking about the disproportionate manner in which we are unjustly sentenced and warehoused, and how we're being murdered and killed. Don't lie on us. Black people are wanting to know, why is it that the state of Israel the state of Israel's UN ambassador, said that one of the greatest threats to their state is Black youth in America. Black folks are still scratching their head about how it is that when the Reagan administration couldn't get money to fund an illegal war, when Congress was refusing to get them the money, they funded these secret and illegal wars for the Nicaraguans, involving indirectly drugs and weapons and so forth from Iran. We're wanting to know, well, how is it that Iran and the Nicaraguans are involved in anti-Black war and murder? We're still trying to figure out how it is that Black folks didn't know nothing about heroin and crack cocaine, but we prove in no limit of time that it was the U.S. government that flooded all of that into our community. We're trying to think on that. Somebody talk Black to me. Nobody is trying to attack any other group that's been oppressed. Somebody say that's a lie. The question becomes, why are you telling the lie? God, today. The question is becoming, why are you lying on Black people when we love everybody? We show respect to everybody. That's the question. Let me say this. I said a few minutes ago, what? That they're using Nick because Nick has millions of followers. Do you all remember when I said that? I don't mean no disrespect to Nick. I'm going to say it right now. I said it on my description on my Instagram page and my Twitter page. With all due respect. Because what did I tell you? I said, I come in peace. This is not about beating up on Nick. We know that we keep our focus mostly on who, family? Who do we keep our focus on? White supremacists, right? I said in my description on my Instagram page that this interview, no, with all due respect, I mean that this interview proves exactly why we're not listening to Nick anyway. No disrespect, bro. They're wanting to use Nick and his millions of followers to persuade us to believe some lies. But Black folks, Black conscious folks, and the new Black media and others, we've been sowing seeds and we've been educating our people, right? So we're not falling for the trick anyway. No matter what they do with Nick right now, no matter how much they try to make Nick apologize, I want you to know, and I know all y'all listening. AJC Global, you're watching. Simon Wiesenthal, you're watching. Simon Wiesenthal, I know watches the Vicki show. I did a whole show on them when they went on a Twitter rage a few weeks back. Y'all remember when I gave the Simon Wiesenthal this work? So whenever I post something related to these kinds of things, they love to turn around and tweet something else out. All of these different organizations and people, Jonathan Greenblatt and them, watch this. What you all don't understand, it doesn't even matter what you try to do, the 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 Black people that you try to bow down and make them apologize. The cat's out the bag. I want to prophesy to you. Can somebody please tell them? We're still not falling for it. Because power is not even coming from them anymore. You can no longer insult us because what you're doing is insulting. But we can't be insulting. You can't insult our intelligence. You're talking to free-thinking Black people now. Can somebody please give them the memo? With all due respect to our brother, we love Nick. But we're not even listening to him anyway. We're not listening. Nick ain't running nothing over here with the free-thinking Black people. We love our brother, but Nick ain't running nothing. We're not listening to Nick on this right now, baby. The cat's out the bag. We know the truth. And I know that you guys are desperate to keep a lie going, but we're not falling for the lie. Somebody say, we love Nick. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. We want you all to focus on your own community. You got a lot going. We're concerned. This is what Black people, if anything, I know I told you that black folks we're dealing with so much oppression and so much hell right now. We don't have time to be overly concerned and involved in somebody else's battles. But let me tell you one thing I do believe. I think I can say this. Black family, if I'm wrong, because there are a few thousand of you watching live, and tens of thousands very likely will watch us later on some of our other platforms. And however many else would be inspired and impacted by this. Through folks like you understand. What we are concerned about, and black family, correct me if I'm wrong, black folks, what I think I can say for us is what we are concerned about for your community, for the community of members of the oppressive, dominant society. We are concerned that you're not concerned with all of that going on in your community. I think I can say that. We're concerned that while you over here reaching and trying to be in our business, while you're trying to murder and kill us, your birth rates are still low, according to your demographers and statisticians. They're saying your numbers is low. They're saying that your Beckys and Karens, when they get pregnant, they're not even carrying them to term like they're supposed to. We're told that it's your communities that have more IV clinics than they do Planned Parenthoods. More Planned Parenthoods are in the black community to try to take our black babies. But y'all have more in vitro fertilization clinics and stuff in your neighborhoods. So we want you to be concerned about what's going on over there. We're concerned that while you're reaching over here, what's going on with our community, your son is building bombs in your basement. I think I just reached for some angels. They help me right now. Y'all play too much. That's what we're concerned. We are concerned. We're concerned that there might be a bomb in your basement from Junior. Somebody talk black to me. That's what we're concerned about. We're concerned that right now, as we speak, there might be somebody in your basement building a bomb. That's what we're worried about. For you. So we are just encouraging you. We're not bossing you. Somebody say, Vicki believes in encouragement. What is our encouragement? We encourage you to spend all the time and attention on trying to build up to try to be on our planet for another weekend. But just focusing on what's going on, within your 16, 17, 2,000, 3,000 square foot, home and stuff. That's what we encourage you. So we ain't bossing you around. It's just encouragement. We encourage you. Instead of being the global snooper that you are. For everything in your house, just before somebody in your house sets stuff on fire. That's what our encouragement for you is. To just focus on over there. Because it's going to backfire. There's a principle called boomerang. God today. Y'all play too much. What you don't understand, beloved, is that in your attempt to undo us, to oppress us, to afflict us, there's a scripture in the book of Exodus that says that the more that they afflicted us, what did it say? Where am I intelligent and spiritual? Where am I spiritually intelligent black people? I don't want the regular intelligent black people that's just limited to 3D logic and information. What does the rest of that scripture say? The more they afflicted us, what did they do? The more we multiplied and what? Grew. Somebody better talk black to me today. So it's encouragement. We want to encourage you, white supremacists. Y'all see me okay? Can y'all see me okay? Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Okay. Can y'all see me okay? Looks like we went out for a minute like it's trying to be some technical difficulties. Somebody say the devil is a lie. Somebody say the devil is a lie. And a half. And 3/4. Let me stop. I play too much. Let me see if I can pull us up and make sure that I'm still on, that y'all can see, because I'm not seeing this live in here. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Somebody say, black folks, you can't accuse us of being no anti-this. We love everybody, don't we, y'all? Ain't nobody believing that trick that black folks are racist, that black folks don't like other groups. Ain't nobody buying that trick. You talking to free-thinking Black people who know better. Who told you that? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I want to say that again, that the opinions that are expressed on the Vicki Show are not necessarily those of FlyNubianQueenTV.com or our affiliates, but they are my own. I also want to make it clear that just because I'm defending Minister Farrakhan does not mean that I'm running the Nation of Islam, that I'm a spokesperson for the Nation of Islam. I speak on behalf of a whole lot of other Black folks, so I want to be clear that I am not an official appointed nobody for no organization of people. You understand? This is just Vicki talking about white supremacy attacking our Black leaders who love Black people. Now watch this. Keep listening. Keep listening. So we respect everybody. Now I know some of you are like, Vicki, say it. Say it, Vicki, say it. No, baby. I can still make my point without even saying it. I told you subscribe to my personal YouTube channel, VickiDillard.tv, where I'm going to be doing a whole series in the next few weeks, God willing, on what the Bible calls the man of lawlessness. I'm getting ready to give you the get down for real, all the way to the down, to the root down. God, VickiDillard.tv. Now keep listening, please, would you? Let me get back to
bring us closer together, and it truly is time to get rid of all of the things that divide us. And I utilize this moment. I'll be that sacrificial lamb if I have to be that person that stands firm and said, you know, a lot of people may have been upset that I apologize, but I feel like that's what someone of true character is actually supposed to do when they hurt someone.
No, people of true character don't supposed to lie. You see? See, that's a problem, you guys. That's dangerous. Every time our open enemy, our oppressors scream and says, you who are oppressed, you who we're raping and sodomizing and stealing from and exploiting, you hurt our feelings, apologize. Somebody say that's diabolical. That's insulting. But you're talking to free-thinking Black people. Let me say something to you right now. Y'all listen to me. I know I'm talking to some people who understand where I'm coming from. Y'all listen to me right quick. While I'm doing that thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Let me tell you something. The spell and the trick is so deep about oppressing Black minds. We who are the most oppressed, the spell is so deep. The trick is so deep in the Black psyche about trying to suck up to white supremacists and racists. You are a sick individual when you are so concerned and preoccupied. You who are oppressed, when you are more occupied with the oppressor and hurting their feelings. Shout out to you, Las Vegas. I saw your gift and your kind words. I bless it 1,000-fold. Do y'all see that? The spell is so deep. The spell that's been cast against my people is so deep that the most oppressed is worried about hurting the feelings of the oppressor. Did y'all hear what I said? You know, Spook TV loves you, Vicki. Keep it going, sister. I love you back. And I bless your gifts, all of you that have been given 1,000-fold. Did y'all hear what I said today? The proof that you know that a spell has been cast on us and that it's so effective is because we who are the most oppressed are worried about hurting the feelings of our oppressors. It's the same reason why some of you are going to vote for Jim Crow Joe Biden without any promise for reparations. Because you want to show up like a good slave. Abilene, the hell ain't Jemima. Sambo, Bootlicks, Bones and Biscuits. Can I get some bones in the chat? You guys are so worried about being good and precious and dependable slaves that you get caught up when you see massa crying, massa worried, massa emotional. You all know how we've been taught and trained about what some of the slaves used to do. For example, it wasn't unusual on some of the plantations for homes to catch on fire, barns and so forth to catch on fire. Your oppressor's home and plantation catching on fire. And the first ones to run and hurry up and put the fire out so it don't burn down was a slave. When you should have been the last one, you should have been desiring it to burn down. But you was trying to make sure it didn't. That's something wrong with that mentality. I'm here to cast out that demon in you, baby. You know, I told you for this long time. I be preaching this to you. I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm an exorcist. Somebody talk back to me. I believe in casting out demons that those in the community. Did you catch what community I just said? Those that are in the community suffering from. I believe in casting out those demons. I have rehabs for you that I've asked the Black family to sponsor you to go to. Want to relieve you of your suffering. Why y'all laughing at me? Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. The spell, don't forget that. The spell is so deep with we who are the most oppressed that we are actually concerned about. We even care about, we even talking about what our oppressor thinks. Can I say something else to you real quick? I was having this conversation with a brother a few days ago. You all know how they keep lying, throwing all of these different labels on us, trying to say that we're racist, that Black folks are racist. They're trying to say we're racist. They're trying to say that we're bigots. They're trying to say that we're xenophobic, right? They're trying to say we're homophobic. They try to say all these. How many of y'all know those are lies, right? But here's my question that I was having with the brother the other day. If you're dealing with somebody like a Minister Farrakhan that loves Black people, that has given 65 years of his life for Black people, given life, limb, money, sweat, and everything else for Black people. Can I say something to you, Black people? And my brother was making this point the other day. Sis, if you find a man that has a proven track record of being good to you, God, today, let me help some of you today. If you are with a man who has a proven, I'm not talking about a pimp and somebody lying, running their mouth and running game on you. Don't get it twisted. And you've been with them for 30 minutes and you want to say, oh, they good to me. No, I ain't talking about that. But when you're dealing with a man, I love you back, 86 Junk. He says, we love you, Big in Fort Worth, Florida. Oh, I love you 1,000-fold. When I say I love you 1,000-fold, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. I love you 1,000-fold too. Listen. I just got some fan mail not too long ago from Florida. Florida, Tennessee, where else? California, somebody else from California. I'm missing some places. Kansas, Texas. By the way, go to my website for my contact information if you want to send me love letters. I believe in love letters too. Y'all so cute. MissVickiTV.com. That's my website, and you can get my contact information. MissVickiTV.com. Don't be putting E's and double K's on my name, y'all. It's just VICKI. MissVickiTV.com. MissVickiTV.com. I love hearing from people around the world. Listen. Sis, if you are with a man, a brother, who is good to you, has a proven track record of being good to you in 2020, and some jealous, hating female wants to tell you how he did her when they was in middle school, Somebody talk black to me. I'm gonna need somebody. Where are my intelligent black people at? I was having a conversation similar to this with my brother the other day. If you with a man, sis, who's good to you, has a track record of being your provider and protector. Come on, somebody talk black to me. He's your lamb at home and a lion with the open enemy. He's your provider and your protector. He's good to you. What I look like caring, God, today, no disrespect. What I look like tripping about some hate, jealous female who's mad that he didn't take her to the 7th grade dance. I can't be worried about you being mad about him, you know, skipping over you in middle school like that. I can't go back to middle school. You see what I'm saying? I just can't be worried like that. Today in 2020, this man is good to me. So what is my point? I'm trying to say, black family, if you've got a lover, God, today, if you've got a lover who has a track record of loving on you, black family, blessing you, protecting you, providing for you, what I look like caring about what some other... Let me just move on. What you look like, oppressed black people for 500 years, worrying about what somebody over there who ain't even telling the truth, telling you about your man. God, today, you good to me. He loving me at home, giving me some good love. Somebody talk black to me, paying all kind of bills. God, today, ain't putting me through no kind of stress. We got peace over here in this house. We're trying to build something. And you want me to be mad about middle school? I can't do middle school. Somebody please tell them we can't do no middle school. For those of you that still don't get my analogy, black family, if we got a black leader that's loving on us, we can't be worried about what the people over there, we can't worry about that. All we know is he good to us. That's all we know. All we know is about who's good to us. Why y'all laughing at me? Stop playing. That's all we know. All I know is about in this house this day, 41-year-old woman in 2020, I'm good. You see what I'm saying? I can't go back to, girl, let me show you. Let me find a little book here. Hold on, look. Somebody, imagine a sister coming up to me. 5 years later. I'm 41. How was I in middle school? 12, 13. How many years ago that's been? 30 years? Watch this. And you come to me with a book like this talking about, girl, do you see this what are those books called when you going from school? Yearbooks. You got a sister. Can y'all imagine that? A grown woman, 41, and you got a sister coming to you with a yearbook. Talking about, you see this? This the dance right here. Y'all see them pictures? He didn't take me to that dance. What, girl, I can't do middle school like that. What I care about what it, I can't worry about that. He good to me today. I got peace today. I'm a queen in my house today. I got peace and good black masculine love today. I'm not worried. I don't care. I love you, sis, in general, like how you love people in general, but I can't. Girl, what I worry about that for? He good to me. Y'all play too much. Somebody talk black to me. Black family, that's how stupid you look when you let outsiders try to tell you something about the black one who loves you. Slowness. You trying to stop my peace today. Shoot. I'm in paradise in this house. Somebody talk back to me. You trying to mess with paradise. Let me get off this subject. I'm going to need you all to get this through your thick skull. So some of you funny looking, no disrespect, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, he done did some good stuff, but he done did some crazy stuff. When you get them Jamil Hills, the Aunt Jemima Hills, whatever little name we've been giving her, y'all know I talked about her being, Aunt Jemima and doing the playoff of Jemima and Jemima, Mammy, all that go together. It just matches. The hell, all of those. When you got those kind of people that are willing to easily throw your own people under the bus, And those that's silent right now who should be speaking and defending the good works that this man has been doing, pay attention to them individuals. You got to be saying, look, what I look like, worried about what they got to say about what's going on over here in this good loving house. Slowness. I see y'all putting the turtles in the chat. Slowness does that. That's how the Me Too movement, let me say this real quick. That's how the Me Too movement, this white woman done tricked your funny looking self, sis. The white woman done got your black self as a feminist, telling you about your black man, while she is calling a credibly alleged rapist and racist in chief who occupies the White House. They're calling him Mr. President while she getting you to throw yours away. They're changing laws to help their men violate you morally, rape you economically. They riding with theirs, laughing all the way to the bank. The same bank that denies you loans, they're laughing all the way to the bank to make the deposits and some withdrawals. You throwing yours away. You out there on the front line talking about some toxic black masculinity. If you don't go sit your funny looking self down, while she calling a credibly alleged rapist and racist in chief Mr. President. Slowness. Slowness. Somebody just said, Omeka said, this is good for the soul. I heard that. Y'all hear me today? The point is, sis, you got to just be like, no, you know what? Y'all know I don't believe in you just marrying any of everything. No, baby, you got to be a provider, protector, or you can just, I believe in you working it out over there. Not today. But I'm not going to throw you under the bus in the middle of this war and act like that the white supremacist is worse than you and bragging about having a zaddy and swirling as if that's somehow a come up. Vicki, get on. This show. Come on, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget. Text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Now listen to what Nick said. Nick said he's willing to be the lamb for apologizing.
And then now let's get through this process of truth and reconciliation and how we can speak the truth to power, but we can also get to that ultimate place of reconciliation.
Thank you. Now, before we move on to Black-Jewish relations, just one word about this. You could imagine that there are a lot of people out there with a lot of different opinions about whether you and I should be meeting in this way.
Oh, yeah, I saw the comments. Indeed.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
We can handle that.
Absolutely.
But I want you, before we move on to Black-Jewish relations, I want you to address the cynics who look at this as a transactional moment.
Oh, man, I love that. Honestly, and this is a thing, and I've said this to many others in private. I said this to you in private.
Watch what he's getting ready to say right here, y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
I'm an anti-authoritarian in its purest form. I've kind of lived my life going against the grain and doing what I want to do. So no one can make me do anything. And I've been blessed with the opportunity to be in a position to where I've been able to provide for my family on those standards. So I would never apologize to keep a job. I would never apologize for money. I've walked away from so much in my life because I truly feel like I'm a man of integrity and character. But what I have no problem doing is apologizing for when I'm wrong. I have no problem standing for what is right. And in this scenario, a lot of people from many different sides are saying, oh, well, he's just doing this because someone's forcing him to. Or he's just doing this because he's trying to save a job. All of those people clearly don't know me and don't know my history, because I like to stand on what's right. You know what I mean? I'm a true student of many mentors and jegnas that have come before me who always stand on the truth. And
so for those of you that said that Nick is he's trying to save his money. For those of you that are saying that Nick is somehow secretly in the background, he's receiving pressure to apologize. Nick said that you guys don't know him. Nick said that he's been canceled before. Nick said he makes enough money to provide for his family. Nick said he's walked away from other things before. So Nick said y'all don't know him. So those of you that's saying that in the background, I'm just saying, it may or may not be, but I'm just telling you what Nick said. He's speaking for himself. He's telling you he doesn't mind bowing. This is his words. He's telling you himself.
Firm way, but have no problem saying I was wrong. And in many scenarios or in many cases throughout this last month, I've done things that haven't been popular. But when you can't worry about what's popular. I mean, I feel like Dr. King says you have to be a molder of a consensus. And in this place, I truly had to step up and do what was right. And ultimately, if people were hurt, let's figure out why people were hurt and let's bring us all together.
I don't try to figure out why a white supremacist is hurt. Whatever white supremacist is going through, family, marital issues, sicknesses and disease, car accidents, mortgages, late and stuff. I don't worry about what the white supremacist is doing. I don't try to figure out why their little feelings is hurt. I'm gonna need somebody to talk black to me. I know I'm supposed to say why their feelings are hurt, baby. I'm talking from the dictionary today. I don't worry about what open enemies got going on. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm saying this because I'm concerned that this is going to set a pattern and a precedent for other black folk to follow. I'm just being clear. For those who I told you watching me, Simon Wiesenthal, the AJC Global, which I know probably watching us, what's the other little group? Jonathan Greenblatt, all these other people, ADL and stuff. I just want y'all to know, Nick probably doing that. There are two or three other ones that's probably apologizing. None of us are buying it. The cat is already out the bag. We're already aware of prophecy. You may be saying, what prophecy, Vicki, are you aware of? Somebody tell them 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, where it says that man, a certain kind of man, it says must be revealed. We can see you. You've been revealed. Cat out the bag. The intelligent black society isn't, so it don't even matter what Nick is doing. I said it earlier, with all due respect, we're not listening to him anyway. With all due respect. I told you we're not going to throw. I'm not this what the good stuff that Nick did. I'm just saying on this, we ain't listening. We not listening to no white fool. Nobody listening. Candace's class is over for us right now. Till I see some more black scholars up there on that video. I don't go to Candace's class. I don't go to that college. I don't go to those universities. When y'all show up to teach. I need somebody black to talk. When my open enemy shows up to teach anti-black folk, I don't go to those classes like that. I don't try to sit there and hear what y'all got to say like that.
So for
understanding that they're using our brother Nick. Y'all know that, right? We're keeping our focus on the main thing. Are y'all with me? For those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Vicki Dillard. I'm a proud contributor here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. I'm here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com live. If you're watching us here, please make sure that you give us a thumbs up, and that you like and share. Our show is often aired on other platforms. So if you're watching us on another platform in another time and another time zone, please like, share, and follow and engage on that particular platform. And we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We want you to know that we have a store that we want you to check out at shopfnq.com, and also to connect with me at my weekly live mastermind, my exclusive VIP mastermind classes, where I'm answering your questions. And once a week, I drop a spiritual principle at clubvicky.com. Also, I want you to know that you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Thank you so much. We're talking about Nick Cannon's recent interview. He did yet another interview, made more unnecessary apologies. And again, I want to be clear because you may have missed the beginning. I wanted to emphasize that I am not speaking for the Nation of Islam because I'm defending Minister Farrakhan. I am not a spokesperson for the nation. I'm not a spokesperson for Minister Farrakhan. I'm a spokesperson for the Black community, Black grassroots. Whenever we see white supremacy, wherever it might be, that's what I speak on behalf of. Right, family? The issue of the day is what? Anti-Black what? Racism. And we are discussing our brother Nick to expose how they like to use our Black men for what? For white supremacy, right? That's all. Watch this. Watch this. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this.
All of those people that say whatever, whether they come up again with their conspiracy theories of, you know, me being forced to do this or me trying to save a job or doing it for money. I got enough money. I'm good. I'm doing this because I truly want to bring our communities closer together and right the wrongs and get rid of anything that isn't true, because everything.
Intelligent, just a word for the wise. Intelligent Black society refuses to come together with anybody that forces us to lie, and anybody that lies on Black men and women in Black society, and anybody that makes demands of us and that exploits us in more ways than we can express. Any group or people that exploits our athletes, that exploits our academics, that exploits our Black intelligence, that exploits our musicians, that exploits our upward mobility. We don't want to come together with that. What we look like that's like trying to say you want to come together with cancer. God today. Anybody that disrespects you, that's lying on you, that's exploiting you, that's misusing you and destroying you, that's like saying I want to come together with cancer. We don't believe that. Nick is speaking for himself. So I want the community to know. Simon Wiesenthal, AJC Global, ADL and others, I want you all to know we're not trying to come together. That's just Nick and them. Nick and them, that little 3 and 4 that apologize to y'all, they're the only ones that's talking about that. We're not. We want to be clear. It's too late. You're fulfilling prophecy of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. To our open enemies that's watching us, you're fulfilling 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Where that man of lawlessness is being revealed, that's you. We've been doing the work on the ground.
I want to come out of my mouth. I want to be the truth. I want to speak truth. I want to speak love. I want to speak compassion. And if I'm not speaking truth, love, and compassion, then I'm wrong.
We might come back to this, to the broad topic of understanding the Jewish people better and avoiding
I'm going to skip because that's not even an issue for us right now. I want to skip to another part of this, okay? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family, while I cue this, okay?
You know, specifically,
let's see.
You know, to the 1930s and 40s and, you know, all
let me cue this.
Civil rights movement. And in hand, our great leaders like Dr. King, Stanley Levinson, who, you know, did so much together with Black and Jewish.
Y'all listen to this.
Was a part of the civil rights movement and many other movements. And Brown versus Board of Education to so many, but also we need the Jewish community to be with us in this fight in 2020 as well. And if there's a way to align, if there's something that we truly can do, I would love to be a conduit for that.
Well, it's clear to me that when you have two peoples who have the unfortunate distinction.
I'm going to need y'all to listen to this real close because I'm getting ready to debunk some lies and myths from this. Are y'all listening?
In hate crime statistics.
Listen.
My people being the most attacked people in the United States on the basis of faith.
Yes.
And your people being the most attacked people on the basis of race, we understand that there are others who hate us.
Yes.
Black folk don't know nothing about that. Do you see what I'm talking about? How they keep trying to put these labels out there and make us like other folks? Black family, we are exceptional and we are uncheckable. I said there is nobody. Nobody has the reputation of 465 years worth of oppression who still haven't received any reparations and who's still experiencing oppression today. We're not saying that nobody else hasn't gone through anything, but we're saying we're experiencing so much stuff right now that we don't even have time to sit here and act like that we even have the power and the wherewithal to be concerned about some misinformation that somebody else is out here giving. Now let's get to the point, Vicki. Another point that I want to make. You just heard Rabbi Noam say that it's some statistics that's out there that says that his people are mostly attacked, of the number one attack for their religion, and that black folk, we're attacked because of our race, right? Do y'all see these labels that they're trying to throw out there to make it seem like that we're equally oppressed? Well, I want to just say something to you. I want you all to know that last time Nick apologized, right, with another religious teacher, Rabbi Cooper, doesn't it sound like exactly one of the same statistics that Rabbi Cooper mentioned? You know what's happening probably? What I believe is happening? I believe that your boy Rabbi Noam, Mr. Rabbi, the Rabbi Noam, I said Mr. Rabbi Noam, that Rabbi Noam has been on the phone with Rabbi Cooper and other folk of their groups, chit-chatting about what questions he would ask, what statistics they would quote, and what talking points they wanted to push. Because they're saying the same thing and none of us is buying it. This is what's a problem for them. They're concerned because they're trying to get as many nicks as possible to push misinformation to black folk. Because they're finding less and less of us believing lies and mistruths. And how can we believe you when all you're doing is attacking black people? Watch this. He said that they're the number one attack. Their group is attacked because of their religion, right? Family, this is not about religion, but I just want to pull up a few points. I just want to make a few points. You may see some of these links in the chat here in just a minute. Watch this. Watch this. Let me just say this to you real quick. Shout out to you. Oh, Kim Washington, I see you privately. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Selena Williams, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Emily Green, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Mwah! Y'all know who you are and what you just did. Watch this. I wasn't even looking for that, but it popped up while I was looking for something else. While I'm looking for this, family, make sure that you keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. When this guy was talking about being attacked for your religion, don't you all find it interesting that the only one, the main ones that we keep hearing that's being attacked because of what? Our religion, in religious settings, being the most spiritual people on the planet, and because of our race? I just want to say this. I pulled up a piece from The Atlantic. Do you all see the title of this from a few years ago? The link will be in the chat shortly. It says thugs and terrorists have attacked black churches for generations. What's happening is those in government may use different categories to where they're intentionally trying to give the impression that this particular group is experiencing maybe a level of oppression or this, that, and the third more so than other people. But it matters who's doing the categorizing and how they count stuff. Somebody talk black to me. The link is in the chat, family. We in our day know about Mother Emanuel, where 9 of our black family was mowed down by a white supremacist. That's what we do know. I'm not saying that no other group hasn't been through trouble. We acknowledge that. We're saying that we've been in so much trouble and we're still in so much trouble that what we look like, spending a whole lot of other time talking about somebody else's something when we got too much going on, we got too much bloodshed in our own community. Listen, this is from 2015. Thugs and terrorists have attacked black churches for generations. I want to throw this out there every time they like to talk about these manufactured categories. And at the end of the day, I don't care when you look at the numbers. I can promise you the numbers means that black folks are still outpacing everybody else in terms of victims. You can make up whatever category categories you want. They can talk about whatever categories. When you look at the numbers, and then when you look at how disproportionate it is, baby, it's still us. And I'm going to need the doctor, what's his name, Cornel West of the world, the Dr. Mark Lamont Hills. I'm going to need y'all to come up out here and start doing all your scholastic stuff and start talking to them and doing all of your academia and stuff. Bring all that out for us on this instead of being scared after being fired, Mark Lamont Hill, for these very things. The Charleston, South Carolina shooting spree is the latest assault on these symbols of the African-American community. This piece that was written a few years ago, I bless your gift 1,000-fold on code. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing, family. It says, last Wednesday, after a gunman murdered 9 churchgoers in Charleston, South Carolina, many felt shock and anger that stoked memories of other mass shootings. Our violent nation has grieved for slain innocents at an elementary school in Newtown, a Tucson political rally, a movie theater in Aurora, a Virginia college campus, and other sites of mass killings, which are more common than many suppose. The possibility of falling victim to such attacks is a burden to the all-Americans share. And the attack on Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church, that's what stands for AME, when you see that for AME. And why is there such thing as an AME church, family? Why is there a such thing, family, as African Methodist Episcopal Church? For those of you that don't know your Black history, for those of you that don't know American history, the reason why there's a such thing as what? An African Methodist Episcopal Church is because the so-called white Episcopal churchgoers that claim that they love the real Jesus wouldn't let us worship who they call their God. So we had to start our own churches. We had to have our own. Y'all better talk Black to me. And here's a major question that I have for all of these different religious leaders and all of you spiritual white supremacists out there. Oh, that's a good term, ain't it? You spiritual white supremacists. That's a new name. That's from the dictionary. You spiritual white supremacists. You religious white supremacists. What gets me is when you dog out a Minister Farrakhan and the work he's doing to help and to restore Black people, which he has a proven track record of. My question is, if your dogma and spiritual doctrines were so good, what did you do to bring about your religion to the Black community to help us? You're sitting here dogging another Black person that's loving on us. But my question is, why is it that you didn't come to us? With your God and with your divine doctrines and stuff to help us? Why you didn't put us on spiritually? I'm gonna need somebody to talk Black to me. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. What did it say? After the attack on the historic Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church and his congregation also stoked memories of an additional burden borne by Blacks. Listen. The hate crimes and terrorist attacks, I'm going to say it again. The hate crimes and terrorist attacks, I'm going to say it again. Not again, again. It says the hate crimes and terrorist attacks that have targeted their places of worship for generations. We just do facts here. We do truth here. And because I see the pattern that you guys hate on Nick for telling the truth, I know you mad at me today for telling the truth. And I'm talking to you for real. Following every rule, crossing every T, and dotting every I. Somebody Black talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm doing it without calling you a name that you very likely deserve. Somebody talk Black to me. What does it say? The hate crimes and terrorist attacks that have targeted their places of worship for generations. Each incident signaling virulent animus toward the entire Black community. Most Americans learn in history class about the September 15, 1963 bombing of the 16th Street Church in Birmingham, Alabama, You know, y'all know I talk about that regularly. When the Ku Klux Klan terrorists killed 4 girls. They died between the sacred walls of the Church of God, Reverend Martin Luther King said. And they were discussing the eternal meaning of love. That's all we know. Black churches suffered at the hands of thugs and terrorists throughout the civil rights era. I'm gonna need somebody black to talk black to me. Daniel P said, Vicki, come on now. That's what I'm doing, baby. Y'all know this is what I do. What did he say? Black churches. Black churches. Black churches suffered at the hands of thugs and terrorists throughout the civil rights era, as they had for a century before. But such attacks aren't a matter of remote history. God, today, I'm scared you might have missed it. It says what? Such attacks aren't a matter of remote history. As recently as the 1990s, a wave of fire bombings hit black churches. Nick, I'm going to need you to come to Vicki's class today. Simon Wiesenthal, AJC Global, ADL, et al. Have a seat. Don't even raise your hands to ask no question. All you need to be doing is taking notes. God, today in my class. Thumbs up, thumbs up. My mother would tell you, whenever I can get her here and do a special show, I don't know, may do something on my Instagram page one day down the road. When I was a little girl, my number one gift that I ever asked her to give me wasn't a car, y'all. Wasn't a little plastic little car. Wasn't a makeup set. Wasn't a kitchen set. Wasn't none of that. It was a chalkboard. And one Christmas, my mama came home. Big old chalkboard was sitting there. It was a big old massive chalkboard. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. My grandmother used to tell my youngest brother, because he was my student. I would come home all the time and teach. She would tell him, you're supposed to be the smartest student in your class because your sister come home and teach you everything she knows. Sit down. Sat down. Sat down. Not sit. Sat down. Listen, what did I say? I'm scared I might have missed it with all the screaming I just did. Thumbs up, keep liking and share. What am I bringing this up for? I'm just trying to say that this man is trying to make a false distinction and trying to act like that some other religion, some other white group's religion, which we show respect to every religion, every people. But I'm trying to prove to you that it's black folks and it's our religion. It's our places of worship. It doesn't even matter. We've been the main victims. Let me keep talking. What did it say? But such attacks aren't a matter of remote history. As recently as the 1990s, a wave of fire bombings hit black churches. Congressional hearings were held in 1996 at the end of a 2-year period when such arson spiked across the Southeast. Did you all know that? In South Carolina alone, black churches that suffered probable arson attacks included Mount Zion AME Church in Williamsburg, Macedonia Baptist Church, somebody put Macedonia in the chat, in Manning, St. Paul Baptist Church in Lexington, Rosemary Baptist Church in Barnwell, St. John Baptist Church and Dixiana, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Dixanan, Effington Baptist Church, Mount Olivet Baptist Church, and Allen's Chapel. Somebody say a stream, a wave. Somebody say a wave of what? One member of Congress likened fire bombings in those years to the return of a biblical plague. The most recent burning of a black church to make national headlines occurred in Massachusetts. I know y'all think it's liberal. I know y'all think that there's a lot of spots where there's no racism. The devil is a lie. The issue of the day, the only anti-issue that exceeds all others, that's the most dangerous and the most pressing, is anti-black racism. Rabbi Noam, please be seated. Please be seated, Rabbi. Please be seated. The most recent burning of a black church to make national headlines occurred in Massachusetts. The day, y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? I'm scared you're not. Shout out to our moderator that put the link in the chat. You know I'm not lying because I believe in you doing research. Watch. It says here, the most recent burning of a black church to make national headlines. What, Massachusetts? The day Barack Obama was inaugurated as the first black president. What? What? You all also attacked the great Reverend Dr. Jeremiah Wright. You also attacked another minister, Farrakhan. These are two high, holy black men. We can make the case that you attack black folks' religion. Crystal said, Lord, LLLLLAAAAWWWWDDDDD with a whole bunch of dancing girls. She said, Lord. Vicki, keep reading. Just keep giving them the facts. Just the facts. Just the facts. That's all I know about that. The day Obama, the Massachusetts one, y'all, was the day Obama was inaugurated as the first black president. A white man was later convicted in what prosecutors called a racially motivated arson. But you notice how they don't use the spiritual terms related to that? A wave. Not every now and then that we can say a white supremacist burned down this. No, it was a wave. Recent history. Even the day of Obama's inauguration in Massachusetts. One wonders how many black congregants are remembering bygone fires today. Are y'all ready for this? In 2013, the most recent year for which federal data is available. Y'all know I don't play back this. You see how that Rabbi Cooper from the previous interview and his latest Rabbi Noam love to talk about federal stats? Well, listen. The most recent year that the federal data is available, the FBI identified 3,563 victims of racially motivated hate crimes. Black victims constituted 66% of the total. Now, this is what I'm talking about. They're not dealing with those Fed stats with the religious element, while this article is saying that we have a long history and a recent one at that, where black spiritual edifices have been attacked. I just wanted to throw that out there. One of the greatest remembrances of a spiritual attack. You recognize them, don't you? You recognize them, don't you? Ruth said, our Father is teaching us again. Praise be to God. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. There's so much more I want to say, but I'm not even going to show you the rest of the links that I have already had our moderator to set up. I don't have time to get into the others right now. But I just want to give you some evidence and some insight, family. Don't let them pimp you so that they can take the focus off what? Anti-black racism. No matter what label, whether they're trying to use a religious label, an educational label, a music label, we see it in every element of life. Do you all understand? I'm going to skip to this one part and I got to go because there's so much more I want to say. There's so much more. I told y'all this week it was going to be hot, didn't it? Y'all, I missed some of last week, missed the early part of Monday. I missed Monday, and then I missed a couple of days here last week. I told y'all to tune in this week. It was going to be hot, didn't it? Shout out to you, Nita. Bless your gift 1,000-fold. She said, those with ears better hear. All right. Let me hit the gavel on that, Queen. You better say that. Watch this. I'm going to skip to an important part that I need you to hear. Where is it at? Watch what he's getting ready to ask Nick. I believe it's getting ready to come up on this part.
And on the South Shore of Long Island, and having a insular Jewish experience and going to university, but we thought that 75 years after the Shoah, after the Holocaust, that this was a thing of the past. It turned out that it wasn't. First in Europe and other places, and then here in our beloved United States, the most hospitable place for Jews in the history of the diaspora. We wake up one morning and they're murdering Jews in synagogues, in Pittsburgh, in Poway, in Jersey City, in Muncie, and physical attacks against Jews in Brooklyn. And the anti-Semitism is from a multiplicity of sources. It's not just one source. It's multiple sources on the left.
Now look, I'm not going to disrespect no other group if they say they've been going through some stuff. I want you to pay attention to the question he's getting ready to ask Nick, okay? I want us to focus on what the issue is. I want to tell you, I didn't have time to break down the number of Black Muslims that have been targeted by racist white America. I live in Colorado. A few years ago, there was a mosque here, but there were quite a few Black folk that was attacking one of our mosques a few years ago right here in the Aurora Metroplex area. How many Black Muslims do you guys know? I don't care whether you are Sunni, Shia, Nation of Islam, or otherwise. How many other Black folks of other religions, multiple Black religions, have been attacked? I'm going to need you all to bear witness. Tell me if I'm lying or not. That never gets this kind of play. That's the reason why Black folks are rejecting these titles. We're just trying to say our enemy is not a religious group. We're trying to show you that our enemy is what? White supremacy, wherever it is. It's proving our point that we're not anti-nothing. We're saying that even if we see white supremacy in your religion, we're going to call it out. How many Black Muslims do you know of that's been attacked? I told you it was a mosque here years ago. I believe actually it was set on fire, but they didn't burn down the whole mosque. Queen Amina said that I'm glad you mentioned that happened in Newark. Yes, because Black folks, we're deeply religious. We're the most spiritual people on the planet. Even if your religion is animism, if your religion is voodoo, if your religion is hoodoo, if your religion is Islam, if your religion is Christianity, it doesn't matter if it's Black Christianity is broken down into Methodist, non-denominational, Baptist, Pentecostal, Church of God in Christ, AME, somebody Black talk Black to me. The NOR Muslims in America, just to give you some history, y'all didn't know nothing about no Shia Muslims or no Sunni Muslims or no other kind of Muslims until the Nation of Islam, who's been holding it down for 90 years, which I didn't know nothing about, wasn't a part of, but I can show respect to a people that has a long history that was holding it down religiously, who was specifically attacked because they were Black and also because of their religious persuasion. Talk Black to me. Do you all know that they have a documented history of fighting the police and the mafia and standing in the gap for other Black Christians and other Black hood rats, as some of you would call them, other Black dope fiends, the down and out, the voiceless, the nobodies, the up and out, the middle class, and the other in between? It was the Honorable Elisha Muhammad, a Muslim, who reached out to Dr. Martin Luther King, who reached out to CORE, who reached out to other Black organizations. He didn't care about what their religions was. He said, we're Black first. He said, we're B1. He said, we're B1. He said, we're B1. I read you the letter that he sent to Dr. Martin Luther King and that he CC'd to other Black organizations to say, keep it quiet. Let us come together. Be one. Somebody Black talk Black to me. And y'all want to ignore the fact that your other Black brothers and sisters who were of another religion or persuasion of yours, they were attacked. Some of them they murdered, but the Muslims was giving them the business. Unlike your Christians. They believe what the Quran says. And when you fight with us, we fight with you. The Quran says don't be no aggressor, but put your hands on us and see what go down. God, today. I'm just paraphrasing. That ain't exactly what it says. I told you I don't speak. I ain't the official spokesperson. Y'all play too much. That's the Vicki translation. And some of you Sunni and Shia, wasn't nobody studying no Black Sunni and Shia until the NOI. But nobody, most of us that know about the Hebrews, the Black Hebrews, and some of you all may call yourself Black Hebrews, Black Jews. We didn't even know nothing about that, y'all. I first learned, and you see a long documented history from the nation where the nation was telling you, you're the chosen people. Y'all tell the truth. They were teaching from both Bible and Quran. God today. And some of you scared to death Negroes in the 50s and 60s. You treated the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam like they were the devil over your white Christian brethren, and they were the ones that were stringing you up, decapitating you, cutting your private parts off, dismembering you. But they had you more afraid of a black Muslim. But so long as those white folks that called themselves Christian and y'all shared the same faith, even though they were chopping off your balls and setting your body on fire and barbecuing you, you showed a greater antipathy. You showed a greater hate for those Muslims than you did for your open enemy. And how do they pimp you? God, today the Spirit is talking to me. I didn't think of this before. You were able to let your open enemy get away with it because you shared the same label of Christian. That's how your labels got you in trouble. You gave your Christian white supremacist brother and sister the benefit of the doubt. And you showed more fear and more disgust with your own black brothers and sisters with your funny looking self. But it's not your fault totally. Your enemy has done that. But when you come into the knowledge of it and you willfully ignore that, now I'm looking at you funny. Somebody else just said, this is deep. You fought against your own black brothers because they had the label Muslim. That's what y'all call, some of y'all call it Muslim. And some of you funny looking other miscellaneous groups, you Shias and Sunnis, we respect your little religions and stuff like that. But I'm saying you come over here like you're really doing something. And they didn't have no respect for no Islam until a Nation of Islam, somebody got started and fought and made the way for you to even do your prayers, baby, and stuff. And get a spot at the airport so you can pray and stuff. And get policies implemented so that you can do what you got to do at work. Sit down. So before Vicki was invited by Minister Farrakhan's office to hear him on the 4th of July, before I was being picked up by a study group from NOI Muslims after I had just come home from a near 4-year stint in a federal prison in Texas, and I was in another form of custody for another 6 months, it was them that picked me up once a week without me making any real commitments to them. Y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. But you get stuck off a label. That's all I know. That's all I know. And even when I was locked up, I was subscribing for years to the Final Call newspaper. And those that was in prison, what was the fee for the people for the prison paper? $2? It was less than that before they went up to $2. They give even more a discounted rate for people that was in prison. So every week I couldn't wait to get my manila envelope that had the weekly Final Call newspaper, and they even gave a discount. So my mother did a subscription for me for all of those years, and they gave her even cheaper rate for me, $2, because I was in the belly of the beast. What? Don't ask me, why do you speak for the nation? That's why I do, with your funny looking to the self. And I ain't no official member. I'm not official spokesperson, excuse me. I'm not no official spokesperson for them. Let's be clear. Now, I done went way off on some 15. I know I went down some rabbit holes. Thumbs up, thumbs out. Like and share. But you like this, your open enemy, because y'all talking about I'm brothers and sisters in Christ. I'll chop your bowels off. I'll set you on fire. I'll destroy your towns. But we Christians, slowness, 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 slowness. But they my brother. Die then. Stay set on fire then. Keep being set on fire, slowness. My God, today, I done did all this. Nobody, I know, they don't act like this like I do. The MGTs, the Fruit of Islam, they don't act like I do. God, today. So So that's why I'm real clear. I'm not speaking for no, come on, somebody. I'm not a spokesperson. Vicki's just about truth, and all the opinions I expressed on here are my own. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Listen to this last part. I got to go for real. I'm way over time, but I want y'all to hear this last part because y'all gonna trip when you hear this. I trip when I hear this. Everything on here is a trip. Are you hearing me? But I want you to know that the issue is what our open enemy. It's not just our brother Nick. I remember I'm highlighting this stuff with Nick to show you how they use us. But this is not about dogging out Nick. I'm for real. I mean that, y'all. Listen. Where is it at? I got to go to the end of it because it's too much. Because he was getting on my nerves for real, this dude. Watch what he going to say. I got to skip. The part I was getting ready to let you listen to is when he going to ask Nick. Listen, let me see if I can let you listen to this part. Is it right here? Listen, y'all. Let me see if it's right here.
I wasn't aware of tropes. I thought, sports helping.
The lessons of the past.
Truly. Education. I speak of that. I say it.
Us.
This is what I
in
think.
Other places, and then here in our beloved United States, the most hospitable place for Jews in the history of the diaspora. We wake up one morning and they're murdering Jews in synagogues. In Pittsburgh, in Poway, in Jersey City, in Muncie, and physical attacks against Jews in Brooklyn. And the anti-Semitism is from a multiplicity of sources. It's not just one source. It's multiple sources on the left, on the right. In the name of religious extremism, groups acting upon one another in an inexplicable way. So watch
what he's getting ready to ask Nick. We who are oppressed for 500 years by white supremacists, including the man that's talking and people that he knows, white supremacists that have oppressed black people and still are. Listen to what he has the nerve to ask Nick. Listen.
Is going on here? What can an African-American leader do to help us meet this challenge? So that
What? Did y'all hear that?
That we can say that when anti-Semitism tried to raise its head again.
He's using Nick to ask Nick what he gonna do about getting some black leaders to do what? Our legs are being chopped off, heart attacks, strokes. Both the eyes is coming out, and you want to know, and you got a paper cut. Did y'all hear that? He wants Nick to talk to black leaders to see what we gonna do for them. Did y'all catch that? The link is in the chat. You got to watch the whole thing yourself. It was an hour, 2 minutes, and some change. Again, family, this is not about dogging a religion. I'm telling you, how dare he try to instruct Nick to instruct black leaders. Do you see why they're using Nick? Because they want to use him to influence our leaders, and it's not working. He doesn't understand that we are not paying attention to the celebrities like that no more. Power is coming from where? The black grassroots, from the what? The ground up. The rabbi is supposed to be talking to the Vicki show. God, today, the rabbi is missing it. He's getting it. He doesn't understand why they're not being able to pimp us like that using the Nicks of the world. Nick apologized. Nick is giving us his first check from the mask or whatever name of that little show is. What is the unmask or whatever? Nick is doing that, but we're not paying attention. Power done switched. But that ain't the only part. I ain't finna let y'all listen to that. Listen to what he getting ready to say right here, though. Listen to one of the questions Nick getting ready to get. You know what? I'm gonna have to do a part 2. How about that, family? I gotta go. Can we do a part 2? Y'all want me to do a part 2 tomorrow to pick up on this? That's what I'm gonna do, God willing. Even though I had something else lined up. I told y'all all week it was finna be hot. I done missed some days last week, this week. Thank y'all for your patience with my health and a personal appointment. Hey, I got to go. I love y'all. I love y'all. We are on code. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, family. There is a balance as you become an influencer. And as I grow in influence, my goal is not to just stir up your anger so that we can turn around and call out the bones and biscuits and call out just white supremacy. No, this is not just about us being mad at Nick and us calling saying, Nick, that you a sellout and how dare you. He deserved, I believe, some criticism. But I want to say this. In this instance, I'm focusing on the desperation of the other side. You see? And how, no matter how many of them apologize, it's not working for the masses of Black folk no more. Power has shifted. Do you see? God willing, I may do a part 2 on this tomorrow. What do you all think? I love you to pieces. Don't forget, my weekly mastermind, sign up, clubvicki.com. Yesterday was absolutely amazing. The response from the attendants from the angels classes was so overwhelming. I'm going to do an intensive, God willing, inshallah, at the end of this month in the early afternoon. Shout out to you, Lisa. Beloved, keep doing my work, my sister, sparking brain cells. Oh, beloved, thank you. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. And thank you all for your cameras. I know y'all say so many outlandish things. Y'all call me all kind of spiritual names, and you show me so much respect and honor. You all send me DMs and comments on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, comments on YouTube about how your lives were changing, your children. Some, your business. I'm overwhelmed by you giving me testimony, by little old me being informed and inspired and empowered by me. It's a privilege. It's an honor. I don't pretend to be more than I am. My boast is in the Lord, but such as I have, I give. And it is my privilege. It's my honor. It's my bliss. It's a joy. Do you know who you are? I bow to you. To speak to you, to come before you, and to 2 or 3 of you to fuss at you because I love you. Nick, no. Any fussing he feels like he getting from us, it's because it's Black love slowness. You can't misconstrue our stuff. We hollering at you because we love you with your funny looking self. Do y'all hear me? Tomorrow, God willing, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Now, don't forget, sometimes I go early, family. Sometimes I go early. So that's why I tell you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because if I go early or a different time, hopefully, you'll get notified. But because, you know, a lot of times these people don't fool with the Vicki show like that and send out notifications. Still hit the notification bell. Y'all hear me today. Somebody talk Black to me. But the point is just check on a regular basis because you may have missed my commentary. But the reason I asked you to subscribe, by the way, did y'all know that we hit 118,000 subscribers? Yay, us! That's because of you. We have other platforms too that have a lot of subscribers, but you're helping us to build this one. I'm live here, but the show is played on other platforms, syndicated on other platforms. That's because of you. Thank you all. But I'm not the only queen here. That's the reason why I asked that you subscribe and that you hit the notification bell so that you can get notified. And I see you all are responding. I see that you all are tuning in more and more and more to some of my other sisters. I hear from some of you. Some of you message me and say, I listened to so-and-so, Vicki. I listened to so-and-so. Some of you do that. Thank you. We're a sisterhood, even at a distance. Even at a distance. Thank you so much. I got to go, y'all. ShopFNQ.com, our store. Meet me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard, Vicki X Dillard. Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Show up on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. I be showing out. Yeah, a lot of y'all know what I'm going to be talking about. Some of you all know what Vicki going to be talking about because I be tweeting about a bunch of stuff. Somebody talk Black to me. Love you. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved.